Well, obviously a thrilling win. What a college basketball game. The crowd was incredible. A sellout crowd that even when we were down 22 was right there. I thought really the key was we finished the first half great. Called the second time out of the first half, and in the last 4 minutes we had cut it from 22 to 15. That was really, really important, and that helped us. It didn't seem insurmountable then because the last 4 minutes had gone our way, and I don't know at what point we took the lead in the second half, but it wasn't that long, and we didn't feel we needed to press. We didn't feel we needed to make the game chaotic. We thought the game was moving fast enough that we could, if they didn't shoot as well, that we could really cut into their lead and pull ahead. So I'm thrilled with the win against a very good team, and look forward to Wednesday night at Davidson.
Chris, your thoughts when Duquesne was hitting 9 consecutive three-point shots?
Yeah, my true thoughts.
Yes, sir.
Well, to be honest, they made 9 straight.
Yeah, that's correct.
Holy smokes!
Shots, 9 of them were threes.
Wow. Well, to be honest, we were there on a decent percentage of them. Now, we weren't there aggressively enough or assertively enough, but we were there. I mean, they made some shots that were college players making, impressive shots. So, wow, that's an amazing. To win a game where the opponent makes 9 straight threes is incredible.
I mean, defense is one thing, but do you think, okay, law of averages, they can't shoot that well in the second half? That's not possible.
Yeah, certainly a little bit. That we're thinking that that nobody could keep up that pace, obviously, but you don't want to play zone or dare them to make that many. And we were much more assertive in the second half, and they're a pretty explosive offensive team, as we saw, and they can score in a variety of ways. So you don't want to overreact either and then just start running at the three-point line as guys are driving by you. So another big part was going inside to Neal and making the game more half court, a few more whistles to stop the game. You can come back a little bit more easily if you do that. But yeah, I think we were just much more assertive defensively in the second half.
Jason says this is the largest comeback since you've been here, and probably from a few years before you were here as well.
Yeah.
How much, how down the road, how often will you say, remember Duquesne? Remember Duquesne.
Yeah.
Stay with me.
Yeah, exactly. Very often, and we even said that at half. Obviously last year we came back, Toledo, Rhode Island a couple of times, Dayton. So we can draw upon those games to a certain extent. But yes, I think we'll use this as something to say, like, it's never quite as bad as you think it is. But it's the intensity of the game, and another shot going in, it feels backbreaking. That's the thing about basketball. You can do all the right things and they can still score, and that's difficult. But not to hang your head and to keep your focus, and then to try to stay as positive as you can. That if we do these things, we'll be right back in the game.
And how much will a game like this bring a group of kids that haven't played together all that long more together?
Yes, very much so. I mean, I think that's probably as much as anything so valuable for us, is that our guys achieved this. Richmond has this great history where we can look back to the past and all those things, but our team achieved this, and that means a lot to our guys, and hopefully this is something we can carry and take a ton of pride in.
You can tell a shooter like Jason, keep shooting?
Well, you don't need to, but yes, definitely. It's different with someone like that. It's different with someone like that. I don't think it matters if he's made 3 in a row or missed 5 in a row. It just doesn't. It doesn't matter. He's an elite shooter, an elite worker at shooting, and it's different. I think you just keep playing and just keep giving him as many opportunities as possible.
Were you, off of what Rick had asked you, it doesn't sound like you were all that upset with your defense in the first half. It's just a question of a team that just got insanely hot.
Yeah. I mean, I was plenty upset, but not as much as you would think, because I do feel like we were there on some of the shots, and they were hard shots, contested. And statistically, those are 30%, go in even with good shooters. So the law of averages, as you said. So I wasn't as upset because I didn't think it was just hustle or they were just crushing us on the backboard or anything like that. It was just they were shooting at an elite level, right from the beginning of the game. That was hard for us to catch up to.
Coach Mooney, you face a week with 2 road games at Davidson and St. Bonaventure. What is your message given the lack of success in games away from the Robins Center so far this season?
Yeah, well, we've played well, though. We played really well against Charleston, who I think only has 1 loss on the season, and really had an opportunity to win that game, both in regulation and overtime, after being down 22 also, I think. 21. William & Mary game, we lost by 1. The George Mason game, I really thought we played well and tough. So it's more about the results, which, of course, but I don't think we've played poorly or been shell-shocked or anything like that. So, it's just a matter of having great preparation and being ready to go and competing, and whether or not the crowd's in your favor or not. Obviously that's easier said than done, but that's what we'll try to do. We'll just try to get ourselves as prepared as possible.
Jason, can you go over the last sequence there? It didn't look picture perfect, but you got a good look.
Yeah, basically, I was kind of supposed to be a decoy on that play. We were trying to look for the 2-man game with Tyler and Matt that had been working pretty well throughout the whole game. But I'm pretty sure the ball was just knocked loose, and then J-Nell got it and kicked it to me. So.
And Mr. Burton, could you speak about surviving that 3-point onslaught that they laid on you guys first half?
Yeah, it was just battling. It's not the first time we've been there before. It's not the second time we've been there before either. So we have some experience being down by that much. And you just got to take the punches and you got to punch back and keep fighting, and that's what we did.
Would you rate Richmond's 3-point defense awful during that stretch, or just tremendous shooting on Duquesne's part?
A little bit of both. I take a lot of fault at that. I closed out short sometimes on some shooters, and then they also just hit some tough shots, like we were just talking about. They hit 9 in a row at one point, so they were hot. And shooting 55% from 3, it's tough to beat teams like that. So a little bit of both, like I said, but glad we got the win.
And Mr. Roach, could you speak to Neal's contributions inside, especially early in the second half when you guys seem to generate some momentum?
Yeah, Neal's somebody that we can always rely on to bring energy, and we've always been preaching to him that we want him to shoot more and more. But he definitely got us going in the second half with his aggressiveness, and even when he's not shooting, he's getting other guys' shots if they're cutting or spotting up for 3. So he's definitely somebody that's really, really important to us.
Tyler, can you share your physical issue there that forced you out for a couple of minutes?
Yeah, I had an ab cramp. It's like a pretty big thing just sticking out of my stomach for a second, and I couldn't really walk. I was just trying to get rid of it, and shout out to my trainer, Andy, for taking care of me.
Now, it's the road for 2 games. We talked with Tyler yesterday to you about it. I wonder if, Jason, you could share your thoughts about going on the road and trying to change the course you've been on in terms of winning at home and not winning away from home.
Yeah, I think that we've definitely had a lot more success at home this year, and we just have to be that much more on point with everything we're doing. I don't think we can afford to have the defensive lapses or kind of the lack of attention to detail that we had in the first half of this game when we're on the road. I feel like it's just that much harder to win. So we have to be, but I think that we're definitely capable of doing it. We just have to be that much more locked in and ready to play.
How hard was it to keep your focus when you're down 22 and they're not missing anything? And what did Coach say at halftime? What did you guys say to each other at halftime?
Yeah, it's all about the energy that you're bringing out. You tend to get down at times like that. I know we had a lot of long, sad faces when we walked back to the bench on a couple of those timeouts when we were down 20 and 22. But like I said, we've been there before, and we just knew we had to fight, so we had to just make a switch to that energy and just stick with it play by play. There's no 20-point shot in these games, so just got to keep chipping away, and that's what we did.
Yeah, I think that we definitely could look back on some of the other experiences we'd had this year, where we were down by a significant margin, and we were able to cut down the lead. And even if we might not have won, we definitely put ourselves in a position again to win. But I think that also a big run was the way we finished off the first half. We didn't let it get out of control, and we cut it down to, I think it was 17 or 15. So that was definitely a big part.
You guys played in front of a sold-out Robins Center tonight. How big was that in the comeback?
Oh, yeah, huge. They were great tonight. Just shout out to anybody who came out to the game tonight. We really appreciate it. We probably couldn't have done it without you. That was super helpful, and if we can keep selling out games and keep getting more wins.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was great. Not only having it being sold out, but also having the students back. I know there was a couple people back early from break, so that definitely provided a boost.